Hi everyone, welcome to today's Altcoin Bible. Hitting today with a lot of energy. Really love the tailwinds which came out in the fundamental news and the macro last night for the future of the market over the next 3 to 6 months. I get into detail in that in our larger session. So if you want to, watch an extended version of this session where I go into Bitcoin, maybe some of the fundamental things that I'm seeing at the mastermind level, make sure to become a newsletter subscriber below. Apart from that, let's dive into my cherry ripe, my one to watch, and my danger zone now. Alrighty, Tau, one of the best looking cryptos out there right now on the charts. The downtrend here has been broken. I'm just a little bit cautious when we get to this range high level. So I think Tau's going to cool down for a little bit here. But strength is strength, momentum is momentum. And one of the best charts that you'll see on the USD and Bitcoin chart right now, which is important to me. If I see strength on the Bitcoin pair chart, I look at the USD chart more favorably, but this here breaking the downtrend is really important. I'm really waiting for this level up here now. I think it will probably run in and tap this overhead resistance as has done many times previously and roll over. Where I would be buying this. So this is the cherry ripe, but right now I don't think it's the right time to be buying it. I think we're seeing a new trend start to develop with the break of this downtrend. But what these often do is these breakouts, the first movement out is often a fake out. So what I'm thinking around this is, right, we've got to think in terms of where is people's stop losses. If they're longing this and they're getting into it late, where are they going to get liquidated? It's probably beneath this here. So you can see my alerts are structured through there. If we get Tau come back down into this region here, it's more than likely we then see the actual organic move after that before we go higher. There is a 10 EMA sneaking up through here as well. Where I think the smartest place to layer bids in is actually back towards the lower part of that trend line along that 10 EMA. I think that's pretty clever. Underneath 400 makes a lot of sense. 390, 385, maybe down to these moving averages. That could be a little bit greedy. Apart from that, I'd be looking at the Fibonacci retracement. And I'm not going to the bottom of that liquidation candle. That's just no point. But you're seeing a few levels here develop. 431. What's that one there? 405. The level that really interests me though is that 390 to 400 region, that nice sweet spot. And if you get anything below, I think happy days into that volume cluster. So that's my view here, guys. I think pulling back into this type of region, you start to get very interested. You can maybe even score something up there, but that's the sweet spot through there. It's not buying up in this region here, I don't think. That's taking on a bit too much risk, particularly when you've got Bitcoin looking just a little bit uncertain around the short-term holder cost basis, which is 112,900. So I just want to be a little bit careful there. But cherry ripe for me, everything looks pretty good here. We kind of want to capture that next move after seeing where the market wants to take this. All right, let's move on over to my one to watch. Now, there's a few charts that look like this, but Solana being in the top echelon, it's really important to notice the strength. And we also have more news on the ETF coming out soon, is my belief. So this here, a very constructive chart. It's pretty close to its all-time highs, to be honest. It's only, if I can speak properly, 31% away from its all-time high. That might not seem like much. It was actually much closer here only a few weeks ago, so 8% away from the all-time high. We've had a fairly strong pullback from those levels. So 33%, that's actually really good. That's good to see after that. We lost this neckline here, which I'm paying particular attention to. So I'll zoom in here. What I want to see Solana do at a minimum here to get very interested as an investor again is to see this horizontal get flipped. So you can see my alerts just above this green level. So I want to see that happen first of all. So my alert goes off. I now know to pay attention. My next level is that downtrend. So similar to what we discussed on Tau, I want to see this trend change. I want to see it break out of here. I want to see it at least come back down and flip that. But ultimately, I want to see these peaks get taken out for ultimate confirmation by level. Now, depending on your risk profile and your risk tolerance, you might decide to take on some Solana here. You might decide to take on Solana there, or you might want to wait till you take on Solana there. There's no right or wrong way. It's just if you're buying lower, you are paying a discount with additional risk, but the risk reward might be right within your profile. So you're happy to take it. But if you are a lower risk investor and you're looking for entries on Solana, you might want to wait for that premium. You're paying you're paying a little bit more for more information, a little bit higher, in the idea that, okay, now the trends change. I'm really excited. I'm going to reap the next 100% move versus worrying about overall 125%. You're leaving maybe 25% on the table. Super conservative investors will just wait for the all-time high. And they'll also cross-reference that with the Sol BTC chart and make sure things are breaking out and looking really positive. So I like Solana here. But because it is running back into resistance, you just have to be a little bit careful. There's every chance this could just run into resistance like it's doing, come down, and make some kind of higher low back onto this trend line. That's totally plausible. 193, absolutely. Also, on any breakout, I also want to see, the momentum follow through on the RSI, which everything here is pointing like it could. Okay, my danger zone for today. I could have picked any crypto here for this danger zone that looks exactly like this, but XRP is a fun punching bag, isn't it? Um, what's important about this chart is XRP for quite some time was in this, descending triangle, couldn't break any higher. That is what it is. You see this horizontal support level here. So first of all, that's a big problem that we lost that horizontal support right there. Second biggest problem is it went straight through the 200-day moving average and then did its liquidation thing. Now, these valuations just aren't real. It goes all the way down there, $1.19. Fantastic if you bought some, if you managed to have a bid there. But this is more so the area where it should have gone, or at least, back into this region here. And it's trying to moderate. If we see the volume, it's catching it right here. Now, this chart can flip bullish pretty quickly. All it needs to do is get back above the 200 and this horizontal and the 10. And that might sound like not much, but it will be quite a bit for it. The buyers will have to step in really hard here to get it back above. Right now, this is a danger zone because it fell beneath the 200. That normally is a crucial support level in terms of a moving average, and it's using it now as resistance. So my thesis here is you're either waiting for this flip, either this level here, taking on a bit of risk buying there, or you're waiting for my alert level to get hit above these peaks up in that region there. Or you're looking additionally at, okay, well, I'm an XRP fan. I want to buy it. Where's the right time to buy it? Well, it's not here. This is no man's land. I mean, unless you're a longer term investor and you're just like, okay, well, it's down from the peak, 50% or 20, 30%. You're thinking, okay, well, this is value. I'm going to buy that. That's absolutely another thought process too. How I'd look at this though is wait for whatever happens here to develop. And what we could see here is, so you've got the RSI moving higher. That's great. We could get an even drop. So it could get there while the RSI is moving higher. That's a bullish divergence. You could get another situation where price action actually moves lower and you're like, oh shit, here we go. Goes to $2.24 or something like that. But what's happening here, you're getting lower price action and you want to see the RSI actually move higher, which is a strong bullish divergence. That gives you a pretty great signal, especially when it's moving into support here, into the volume block. If it's creating a strong bullish divergence into that block, there is a really big platform for this to, bounce really hard out of that region. So that's what I'd be looking for XRP, and that's what I'd be looking for in other alts that look similar to this. But just at a real technical standpoint, it's not a chart you want to be buying because of the fact that it's lost so many key levels and it's running back into them as resistance. It really has to prove itself to everyone that it's something you need to be interested in. All right, guys, hope you have a wonderful day. Again, if you want to watch the full version of this session, make sure to become a subscriber by clicking the link below. We'll catch you again soon. See you guys. Bye.